is the Torah? 630 mitzvot, okay? So whenever I say the Torah, even though it does has a lot of stories and all of this stuff, what you should be thinking of is, what did God create before the world was created? What is the blueprint of creation? The 630 mitzvot, okay? Everyone got this? So now, first step. It is not that we keep the mitzvah because something happened. No. Rather, something happens to fit with the mitzvah, right? The mitzvah, it's a must. But now you should be asking something. But if really the war happened with the mitzvah, if we wouldn't have gone out of Egypt, would we be eating matzah? Yes or no? Yes. But now, how could it be? You should be asking. Because the only reason you think we're eating matzah is because we went out of Egypt. Yes? But now I'm telling you, no. The mitzvah is to eat matzah. It does not depend if you went out of Egypt or not. But then you should be like, but then in what scenario will we be eating matzah? And the idea is, it doesn't really matter that scenario. The mitzvah is to eat matzah because matzah affects your life. In what way? We're not going to go into it, right? Now, it happens to be when we went out of Egypt, but the mitzvah is still just to eat matzah. It has nothing to do with Egypt. Let me prove this to you, okay? When Hashem revealed to Abraham that we were going to be strangers in a land not our own, right? He was talking about Egypt, yes? Okay, let me tell you the exact pasuk of what Hashem said. You could check this out. This is in Parashah Lech Lecha, right? Listen to what God says to Abraham. Abraham is doing this thing called the pact between the parts. He takes these 5 animals, he chops them in half. So he goes into a deep slumber, and God says like this. You tell me what's missing, okay? Know that your descendants will be strange in a land not their own, and they will enslave them and afflict them for 400 years, and then they will live with a very big wealth, okay? Again, you tell me what's missing. Know that that your descendants will be strangers in a land not their own, and they will enslave them and afflict them for 400 years. And then they will live with rechush gadol, with a very big treasure. What's missing, guys? It's huge. 210 years, okay? So a Torah, that is a very good question, but the Torah, the 400 years start from when Isaac is born. Because from the moment you had a son, now it was like a reality, right? But now, guys, what's missing? Know that your descendants will be strangers in a land not their own. What's missing, guys? Does it say Egypt?
No.
That's huge. Why doesn't it say Egypt? You know why it doesn't say Egypt? Think about this for a moment. Because if we're supposed to be strangers and be slaves, right? And Egypt is the one that enslaves us. Aren't they keeping the Torah? Because they're doing God's will. We're supposed to be slaves, right? They're doing a favor to God. We're slaves by their own. Why should Egypt get punished? They should be getting rewarded. They were doing God's will. But you know what's huge? God willed it that we should be enslaved. He never said when. Egypt chose to enslave. God made us shidduch. We were enslaved in Egypt. But we could have been enslaved anywhere else. Slavery also doesn't mean we should have been enslaved by a nation. We could have been enslaved, I don't know, by turtles. No one says we should be strangers in a land not their own. It doesn't say how. It doesn't say who. It doesn't say when. You hear this? It doesn't say. Because there's something called free will. And if Egypt would have been predetermined, then Egypt did not have free will. And therefore, why should they get punished? You hear this? This is huge. You know what it's saying? Egypt could have never happened. And if Egypt wouldn't have had to happen, how would you eat matzah? For another reason, that it wasn't because you left Egypt. Yes or no? Yes, huge. By the way, this is what it means, right? You could ask this question for anything. If the Jewish people were supposed to go through the Holocaust, right? Can anything happen to you if God doesn't want it to happen to you? Yes or no? No. So if the Jewish people are supposed to go through the Holocaust, why? That's not the question. Why should Hitler get punished? Didn't he do the will of God? Yes or no? Wait. Yeah, didn't he do the will of God? Yes. Why should he get punished? Because God willed it to happen, but he still had a choice. God could have made a Holocaust in any other way. It didn't have to be Hitler's choice. You know, there's an idea that says that from the moment God created the world, what is God doing? Shidduchim, right? So most people translate it as Shidduchim means couple. He's setting you up with someone all the time according to whatever you choose in life, whatever you want. But couples also mean, listen to this, your choice with someone that depends on that choice. Meaning, let's say I want to kill someone, right? Do I decide over someone else's life? The person that I kill, was that I decided on their life? No, you want to kill, someone needs to die in a certain way, you could say like that. God makes a shidduch. You understand? Egypt wanted to do evil. Jewish people needed to go through this. God makes a shidduch. But we could have gone through any other way, through this in any other way. We could have gone through the Holocaust by the Russians. Now this is gonna, yeah? No one said he had to be Hitler. He had a choice. Just as you have a choice to do good. Let's say there's a poor person on the street and he needs food. Does it really depend on you giving him food if he's gonna eat? God could make burgers fall from heaven, and we'll talk about this later also. You have a choice to do good. God gives you a messenger. This is why, by the way, in the Torah, I don't know if you know this, but if you want to do a mitzvah and you're willing to do it, but then you're not able to do it, God still pays you as if you did the mitzvah. Let's say a poor person asks you for money on the street, and you were like, put your hand on your pocket, you don't have any shekels, so you didn't give him money. Now, did I do the mitzvah of tzedakah? Yes or no? No. Do I get paid? Yes. Because I had a choice. What belongs to me is my choice. I wanted to do good. You understand this? Now, even though I didn't do good, I still wanted to do good. I still would have done good. But the poor person doesn't depend on me. God will send him money whatever way he wants. You know what it means that God is doing shidduchim? It means that God is setting up your choice with someone that needs that choice, or someone that depends on that choice. Okay? Now, if by some point I choose not to do it, okay, now let's say someone needs to die, right? I was going to kill, God makes a choice. Now, let's say I do not want to kill. So now you should be asking, but wait, he still needed to die, right? So how come I didn't kill at the end? So now, you know what happens? You made such a choice of being an amazing person, of growing, that at that point you elevated the whole entire world. And it could be that this person is going to keep on walking and get crushed by a car. But it could also be that being that indirectly he was the one that helped you to make a good choice, you gave him another day or another year or another 20 years of life. That is not your accounting, that belongs to God. But God makes shidduchim. The Torah never says that we have to go to Egypt. The Torah never says this, right? Because really, it could have been anywhere else. That's the way it works. Like that, by the way, you have with everything in the Torah, right? I was going to give you a bunch of examples, but now I forgot half of them. But now, right? You know there's an idea in the Torah that says that in every single generation we have a potential Mashiach. Has anyone ever heard this idea? Yes. Why do we know the name of Mashiach? Because in every single generation we have a potential Mashiach, right? Now listen to my question. If in every single generation we have a potential Mashiach, could it have been that Mashiach would have come last generation? Yes. Would you be here? No. Ah, that's deep. Wait, if Mashiach could come on any single generation, could he have come when Moshe was there? Yes or no? Yes. Would there be Yeshua? Could he have come when Abraham was there? Would there have been Moshe? Yes or no? Oh, so then what happened? Wait. Now listen to my next question. If Mashiach would have come when there was Abraham, would we have even had Har Sinai? No. There wouldn't even have been Har Sinai. There wouldn't have even been the giving of the Torah. Let me ask you an even deeper question, guys. We said that Adam represented all of humanity, right? And all of us come out of Adam. And whatever his test was, all of our tests are really the test of Adam. This is why the Torah says everyone has to die. Even if you're the most righteous person in the world, you still die. Why do we die? In order to fix the sin of Adam. Because being that we all came out of Adam, right? We're all parts of him, and we all need to fix our part in order to completely fix it. Yes, everyone, until here, everyone is great? Great. Now, question. If Adam wouldn't have eaten from the tree, would he have gone straight into a world to come? Yes or no? Yes. Would any of history have happened? No. Wait, stop for one moment. Not only any of history would have happened, there wouldn't have been no patriarchs, no matriarchs, no Torah, no Moshe, no David, no temple, no nothing. How do we understand this? Wait. Would there have been anything? Yes or no? Is that a for sure thing? Yeah, that's what the Torah says. Adam had 3 hours left in order to not sin, and then the day would have been over and he would have been in Olam Haba. 3 hours more. The Rambam says that these 3 hours became 3 divisions of the world that are 6 millennia. They're divided into 3 parts according to 3 hours of Adam. And they're corresponding to 6 days of creation. Because at the end of the day, there were 6 days. They were created for man. Man would have done his job. That was it. Shabbat, right? So now he didn't do a job. So we have to finish the job in the 6,000 years of the world. Everyone with me, right? And if we finish it or we don't finish it, anyway, Shabbat is coming. Yes? Mashiach could come on the good way or on the bad way. Actually, if you study this is quite amazing. The 6,000 years are 3 parts. The Rambam says, who lived a long time ago, the first 2,000 years are years of tohu vavohu, disorder, right? Because what did we have the first 2 days of creation? Disorder. The whole world was patatus, upside down. The second day we have water all over the place and God divided it, right? What happened the first 2 years of the world? The Tower of Babel, the flood, no one recognized God, everyone was worshiping idols. You want to hear the next 2,000 years? What happened the 3rd and 4th day of creation? 3rd day, vegetation, right? 4th day, luminaries, moon, stone, stars, right? This represents years of light. Torah. What happened the second 2,000 years of the world? 3,000 and 4,000? Crazy. Abraham was born on the year 1948. He came to recognize and serve God by 52 years old. What year is that in creation? 2000. And you know when that 2000 finished? 4,000 something? With the destruction of the second temple. It's called the years of Torah. What happened the next 2,000 years? Mashiach. Creation of birds, creation of fish, creation of life. That's the whole purpose of life, for Mashiach. When does this 2,000 years start? The rebellion of Bar Kokhba, which was the first fake Mashiach we had. Like, it's a long story. But now, what is the point? Question. Again, think about this deeply, because this is huge. If Adam wouldn't have eaten from the tree, would he have gone straight into a world to come? Yes. Would any of the world existed? No. But now, why did we say we came into a world? So that was my first class. We came into a world in order to do 2 things. First of all, fix yourself to be godly. You have to have a test and pass it, because that allows you to earn the world to come. And number 2, keep the Torah, which is really the same. But one of them is you fix something, you have a test, you challenge, you pass it. Number 2, you keep the Torah. So now question. If at any point the world has the opportunity to do these 2 things, right? Are they already doing the purpose for which they were created? Yes or no? Yes. Do you need everyone to do this purpose or just one? Just one. Did Adam have the ability to do this? Yes. He had a test. What was his test? Eating from the tree. By the way, if you think about this, if he ate from the tree, what was going to happen to him? How did the snake entice him? What did the snake say to Adam? If you eat from the tree, what's going to happen to you? You're going to be like God. Isn't that the ultimate test? We all want to be like God in the wrong way. Why do we all sin? Because I want to do whatever I want. I'm God. Yes or no? Is that the test of Adam? That's the source of any test you ever have in your life. Do you choose you or do you choose God? That's why we say the ultimate test of Abraham was Hakeat Yitzchak. Let go of everything. Because I said the greatest act of free choice is letting go of your free choice to God. You just say, God, I have free choice. But my free choice is I choose you. Yes? So now, is that the ultimate test? Because that's really any test. What was the test of Adam? Choice, right? Great. Now, did he have the ability to keep that Torah? So one side we see, he had to fix himself, right? He had one test. Did he have the ability to keep that Torah? If he would have these 2 things, and he completes them, is he doing the purpose for which he was created? Yes or no? Yes. Do you need any other humanity or any other anything? No, because God just needed one person to earn it. Yes? By the way, when Adam was put into a garden, God told him 2 things. Behold, I'm putting you into his garden in order to, right? Check this out. God said 3 things about the garden. There's a tree in the middle, the tree of knowledge. You cannot eat from this, right? And then you have to do 2 things in the garden. Leovdo. Ovdo means you have to work the garden, okay? Ule shombro. Shombro means to guard the garden. Now, if you study Torah, this doesn't make sense because were plants put there as seeds and then Adam worked them and then they grew? No, everything was made like growing already. What does it mean Adam was put in there in order to work the garden? And what is guarding the garden? What does that mean? So the Torah tells us work is the 248 positive commandments. Yes, is that work? You have to positively, actively do something. Guard is the 365 negative commandments. Yeah? So did Adam have the opportunity to keep the whole entire Torah? Yes or no? Yes. So if he would have kept the whole entire Torah and not passed the test, would he have done what he was created for? Yes. Would you have Egypt, Sukkot, nothing? Yes or no? No. Because what is the blueprint of creation? The 630 mitzvot. Did he already have the ability to do the 630 mitzvot? Yes, because you know what the Torah says, and I have to explain much more of this next time, right? There's a famous rabbi called the Vilna Gaon. The Vilna Gaon says like this. All of the mitzvot of the Torah are found in the 5 books of the Torah. Yes, because that was dictated by God. All of the 5 books of the Torah are found in the book Bereshit. This is why we have this idea, Maseh Avot, Siman Levanim. Everything that happened to our patriarchs will happen to all of us. Because really that's like blueprint of the blueprint, right? All of what happens in the book of Bereshit, it's contained in Parasha Bereshit. That means that all of the Torah is already in the first parasha of the Shamro, right? And then all of the parasha of Bereshit, it's contained in the first word. He actually had this whole Devar Torah about how the word Bereshit has in it all of the 630 mitzvot in the Torah. But now, how do we understand it? Because let me ask you a question. From the moment that there is a world, does the world has its capacity of reaching the purpose for which it was created? Yes. You understand? From the moment there is, from the moment God created, it has the capacity. So what would happen with everything else? You don't really need it. So now, what do we get from this until now, right? The Torah is the blueprint of creation. At the end of the day, it's not that the mitzvot are a result of history, but rather history comes in to fit with the mitzvah. You have a mitzvah that says you have to eat matzah on the 15th of Nisan. So now, on the 15th of Nisan, you went out of Egypt, right? And you didn't have bread, so you eat matzah. Now, that is in order to give context to a mitzvah, so it is easier for us to keep. But the mitzvah is totally not dependent on the context, because you would still have to eat matzah whether you went out of Egypt or not. I could have just eaten matzah because it's cute. You understand? And shum kesher, right? It comes in order to give context. Now, why did we go to Egypt and all of these things? And this I'll teach you next time. Story could have finished at any point, but we keep on choosing wrong. And therefore, we keep expanding history. By the way, if you ever notice this in the Torah, and I teach this in the 13 Principles of Faith, when God created the world, the only time that he uses the word created is in the first day when he created everything. And every single other day, what God did was pretty much put everything into place. It's teaching you that really everything could have just been from the beginning, but then you expanded. That's our lives. We keep on expanding because we keep on making wrong choices. We didn't have to go to Egypt, but we had a horrible thing with Yosef, so we went to Egypt. We didn't have to go into a first temple or second temple or third temple. We could have just accepted the Torah from the Torah, and I'll prove this to you next time, right? But we didn't do it. So history keeps on happening, and keeps on happening, and keeps on happening because we keep on choosing wrong. Because if in any generation there's a potential of Mashiach, you know what was the first generation? That of Adam. And then all of history would have never happened. You understand? We have history because we make wrong choices. A mitzvah could be given in any context, right? Because the mitzvah is the mitzvah. That doesn't change. What changes is the context according to whatever you choose in your life. And we keep on choosing wrong. You understand? So now we'll continue with this next time. Until here. Is it clear? Yes. I think I was pretty clear, but is it clear? Everyone good? Yes.